Well, Yasaba, Dabu Namasi, try and come on and say, hi, Badwam on Adom TV, multi TV. So, Quasinsia, that's all the Apomo doing come some at the brain 23 minutes after 8. Yaka say the era Kofi Adams, Abeka and Sa Ewa Hanum say Sansonia, era a year, Ebenezer Nathan. So, Abeka and Sawan say up to 9:25, a responsibility, a general minor, Badwam Mpensenpensenmu, SSA, Etimi Edu. And thank you for your time. This is to Sector Minister Senso Boachi. On the 6th of August, I'll join my home for Miensa, and it's the first time in the history of AFO. Fidim Kenya say 1 and 2. Yebeti for our routes. In our case, they are different from the others. There's a contention of Sika 9.1, Newmont 4, Esomdiama, a year contractor no. Through the Rose Ministry. Now Rose Ministry is the contractor, see baby Jumana Bekwakuduno and Edu. So Newmont should come up, Kofi Job should come up, and the Ministry of Rose should come up and let us know the reality of the case. Until 6th of August, we did my Hima of Kenya say 1 and 2. We are joining the citizenry. Ken. Also in track, also Kahubi. Nayatimia Kacha Bain say, come to our aid. In our case, money has been made available. In the Adentina, yen sentimental, acquire a cost. In the for this year on the 6th of August, Bibia Besanken Wima, because say we bad the announced the airpen say, one bit in the back. This is not government money. A new month to Fosika or Modiama itself and a quite. And he said, Bibia Mesanken, we mantia say and Ejuma. I mean, was a contractor na Abakwan so Ejuma. We'll join forces to sing and to tell Aban say we also need to be heard, and not just the hearing, other subsequent actions and so to us. And you ready yourself on the 6th of August, and we are very hopeful. Say Aban train manin could draw. They say Abai we they be all there close like for one side of my end on day. And Oman could draw and sana didn't see about. We're still proud to be part of the Ahafo community. The Ahafo Munshen and so. After that, no, we've requested for Yenina Ebishia, near Juni Kruno, the Kanko, Nakendi 4, and in Puntu. To match all our MPs, especially our Wisdom Port. Alaji Collins Dada, still a potential presidential candidate from the region, Eriko Poku, and then the Deputy Sports Minister, Bobi, and we also have Ira Bano, and then Benjamin, Honorable, Doctor, and then we have all the others, and the regional minister, also George Boachi, Kofi Akwaba. I saw a calculation, I make a calculation, MPP calculation, going after Boem, and I'm coming because he says, no, Boem, they say, baby, by biases for Boem, no, and other concerns, clear. Apart from biases, no, it's evidently clear that Boem is a no-go area for the MPP. Well,
Minia, Edika, Maminchia, waiting for the answer and me call me fia, mi fia, semne, ma. Main from my home day kakra me one and find tie me a udi kind ekaye because I have to deserve better and me kaipa those times are nanning in aye Beno Ahafu. President Rawlings share Jumadi Biase from Gambia number 1 through Gambia number 2 and you lose elections in the year 2000. That project you jai to Hosa until Professor Mills came and responded. I don't know. That's who share the level of investment. Say ye kuku, say ye mining swa, mining. Say ye timber swa, timber. Nina mu obi wo. You deserve better than what it is. Especially in a situation the mining company, no. Say ye the sika. To hope for 20 and the Sika nye adianka ebeka say maybe GOG and yenya sikentina into me maso Any the company now or ye juma as part of the responsibility they say mafa sa kai enti medisikano emma the supervising agency no monhwe na contractor ne den enye ne juma. There is no reason. It's becoming too many. Say ubehu oh ya allocate sika no Bank of Ghana kura ediama nanso ejuma no nye den enkoso ewo form. The Pualugu multipurpose dam project yetua almost $12 million. One such example. Ya authorize Bank of Ghana wa release sika ediama nanso ukoho a
how do we hold who can we hold responsible? Do we go to the Bank of Ghana or
well, the Bank of Ghana the Bank of Ghana pays based on documentation yedibeko akomon say o ejumeyi yehun say omoaye oye bibi omo the certificate aba. The Bank of Ghana will only further follow up and check say account ben or say yitia na bibia edaho cleaner no moaye then no mutua based on the advice coming from Ministry of Finance and of course first from the supervising agency. Enti then na yekutua $12 million to a company almost so munia makrako nothing has happened. Can you imagine $12 million? Yeah. Look, Honorable Howard Kumsen say Yemano just 250 to do the one village, one dams. Even though she couldn't do much. Can you imagine how much $12 million can do? Senkaya the year, even dams across. Can you imagine? If she could use 250 accordingly to do what she did, even though and said and so to be used during the main dry season famine, you can imagine what $12 million can do. In a motorway, so you cheer Muta Angel $2.57 million for motorway expansion project. Again, now is a new contractor through another gift support. Yeah, establish a special purpose vehicle at TEP Limited.
So some money paid no contract
for no work done in a motorway, the state of motorway.
Kofi, are you?
Sure no. Worrying. No, we must also point to similar developments. Or mine niska because Newmont fanu omo amfasika na mbakeke because agudie bi resources bi a yewo omo A20 eno mo ye on adwen say bibia ye juma no yenye den yemboa. So we are losing something. The Afro people are losing something. The Shidium communities no omo elusi bibi because they are doing good mining system though, but quite a bit there. Your best saying and son yitumia then I mining. So the fresh nature you may lose something, but what compensate for that? At least good road we say bibia hospitals, schools, you would know that there's something that is compensating for the environment, that you are no more seeing so much green as it used to be. But nothing happening there. Ubekwa na wakoka sky train there. Another 2 million gone in the drain. The minister say, oh no, both two ministers are here for real development. None of them can speak to such investment. Nothing. So we are engaging in all kinds of acts as if say minor and fire humbium. So I joined the PDM and then the big chiefs and big communities.
Yes.
Big communities because before I make all Kenya see any PDM Kenya see 1 and 2 and the rest. And now but Tidinu in the young days of going to school, reading about and hearing about and sana politics, Jume then Edime Koho. So I share with you, government should respond and indicate maybe a scan na se contractor na yemfa mana na omunyen terminal mumfa scan ma contractor na untumi den onkonko yeju. So yitua ma contractor no so na ono so no onko government should come na yentie nyaye den ekoso. But as for Buem politically,
they are coming like Kakai.
Politically, it's a stable place, but in Puntu na Africa, just like many other places, the way I walk out, Akwan, I say all the roots projects are His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, MIA, are contractors, and I was only na Ijai Atuho. I believe say Obeba Obabeye say remaining in some schools and many others. A lot of things lacking in the area. And they vim any confidence the governing party to
break the 8.
To say that breaking 8 and breaking 8 in any of the constituencies in the OT region. There be me menu and then who bibia OT region they are breaking 8 in any of our constituencies there, and then of course by extension nationally me who bibisa. So they can be tickling themselves and then be laughing. The good people of Buim, any OT region, just as our year na no omubeyeno enesusa.
What would you say?
Mining.
Let's say.
Nyame go so shrami, and I was sorry.
Oh, Nyame Adom.
You say prophets who so here.
Obia the day.
I hope so. I also get the same 11 minutes.
We have never stopped you from doing that.
I very. It was a mature time in 8:15. So it's 11 minutes. So for the opening remarks. No?
Yeah.
Minchia, ya for na minchia, menu penny Kofi Adams. I say, he was Kofi Adams during the Rawlings administration.
But he's still Kofi Adams.
Oh, no, I'm saying he was Kofi Adams at that time.
Yeah.
On say Rawlings time, no Kofi Adams. So on say yes, Kofi Adams.
Yeah.
But on say no, I call it say Rawlings in the hall. Nti I say Kofi no aba from kakra. We kai omo national election bi omo call for election. E was stadium no. On say the time by na Rawlings Kofi. So it's just a total endorsement. Say oh, this is where we are going. Omo na me fa akonya we nso na me wish me papa baako Mr. Stephen Kobna Danso with Jones Company Limited. On say Mutaya advertisement and his 70th birthday, and I wish him a happy birthday on behalf of myself and then the entire name manning Mavis, Benes, Priscilla, everybody. A man happy birthday. We pray for long life and prosperity. And Omaini unse enra naka your former president Etia Sanka enra any birthday, the late G.M. Mills enra 21st of July. And can write any birthday. Me say on Thursday will be 12 years that he left this hell, as I say so. And to be say within the and I was just looking at some say I think about 12 years just now. I pray for God's favor and I pray that maybe mano baby pa on mine every constituency in this country or every region in this country needs development. There's nowhere in this country obia development. But as honestly, the question I was asking myself, if indeed new months for edisika ama sayenye or a quine ewo, meaning that new months for the needs of the people. But who say one ye mining in a regional near ye koye by no is because we are in this region. And so therefore, let us do something to appreciate the good people of Kenya say and all its environment. Say ye buy an homage and fence. So I remember when I was a vice chairman of Lands and Forestry. Ye call new months sometime be a share a Jumana Eden. In fact, Honorable Collins, in fact, he even hosted us in his house, the committee. And we share the kind of a Juma Omoya. And at that time, I think 2017, 2018, when we were going, I was even asking myself, say, looking at the work that they are doing there, because you can see your friend is saying, mine no more to in fact, omodi go ekojina baby na machine bi so na obehu amana o you see the deep of it. In fact, I couldn't even stand there for 2 minutes. because me come imagine say me manage so nti me wu ha. Who share the kind of work they have done, or the kind of work they are doing there, and the revenue that they are getting at, I believe say it deserves say yes, they develop the the community that even they find themselves. So the question is, why no more this sikano at the command? And if there are documentation to show say yes indeed, we have released this amount of money from Ministry of Roads and Highway to do this, then I think that the ministry have a question to answer. Because I will be surprised that Newmont will say that they are giving the money straight to the contractor. And it has to pass through, your friend is saying, the ministry.
Yeah.
And if it passed through the ministry, what has happened to the money? So the ministry should be able to come and tell us, say, oh, yes, indeed, this amount of money has been given for this kind of project. Why has the project not been done? And then whoever is capable of will deal with the person. So for me, I think that it is right that Newmont will come in, your friend is saying, Rose Ministry, and then the contractor. But the question that we need to also ask ourselves, what move are the ahimful?
We've done several.
Say, I've been able to approach the ministry.
That was even Amwakwata time. We visited Amwakwata. The regional minister, the chiefs, myself, not on one, not on two. So some of them even got the privilege to meet the president. Some have also met certain relevant bodies on this matter. But it's like...
And it shows Newmont for releases.
The Newmont has even issued a statement to that effect in the dailies.
Good.
You know, that to the best of their knowledge, you know, they release what is supposed to be given for the road to be done.
Okay.
I think most of the issues, the free ministry variations and then the forex, and maybe a contract and I could do because there were other.
Also, was starting here. Okay.
Okay. So that's the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's a right call on calling on your brother and friend as as a matter of it be as or no buy and moon to me and shiano na moon to me in kasai on that score. Then I wish say you do that one as a matter of urgency so that we'll see how best the bet to me I resolve. And then now we say you say beji boom. And
it's a no-go area. Boom, there's everything.
Mine, do you currently in Parliament? On said 137, 138. Who do you think is a Abua MPP in Parliament?
For me, no, can I say me?
No, I'm just asking you a question. In your estimation, who do you think a savvy MPP in Parliament when it comes?
Say 38-1 for me in this case.
But for me, I think it's not formula. It's not formula because formula is an MPP seat, just like it happens in Bekwai. Me, I keep on telling people, say if there's any MP in Parliament today that have saved the face of the MPP is Hohoi. Yeah, continue to do that. Do you know? Say, who can say we need Hohoi? Hohoi was a no-go area for MPP.
Amewu.
Yes, but Amewu got it. If Amewu have lost Hohoi, what will be the stand of MPP? What will be the stand of MPP? Because for me now, a strong MPP, your friend is saying,
MPP
definitely.
But how
and Obi decided said, let me go independent. And the people believe say, oh, let's give him the mandate again.
So Hoho is not for MPP.
Exactly.
So that's the difference.
That's the difference. Hoho is not for MPP.
But Boem will not be that difference.
That's what Mammy say. Who that say bet me agency to voter region.
But I'm saying Boem.
No, I'm asking you. So that's what I always tell people, say, look, the 2020 election has informed me, say, irrespective of
stronghold or no stronghold,
there's anything can happen in any constituency.
But not Boem.
Oh. That means I've given you all.
But not Boem.
When was the last time MPP nya seat in voter region?
Actually.
Sally. So it tells you, say, it depends on the candidates it depends on the Juma Ubaya or constituency. No, it depends on how the people will embrace you.
Hohoe came with controversies, so don't forget.
Oh, my. But what was the end result?
Hohoe was for MPP.
Exactly. So nobody estimated, say, I don't think that even the candidate even at that time knew that he's going to win.
Okay.
So it is for election year, you cannot predict.
Okay.
Say, oh, we benya, and I say we. I know, say, the party and the region is targeting 4 seats in OT.
Hey.
Yes. And they are working seriously and hard to ensure, say, we get that 4 seats in OT.
In a region where more chairman, more secretaries, for now you working towards.
That's your Greater Accra. Videos no.
What does that mean?
Greater Accra NDC. Here. Said an answer come a demonstration. Some form regional chairman.
Any old pictures I'm working for.
Oh, just last week in 7 America, no. Just last week, who perfect to the China Bisano. Just caught the child. Ask Mr. Mister call meeting and some Pamono. And just I think just we are almost a demonstration. So Omuchama no is a regional. So for grievances, it will be there.
Okay.
There's no constituency as I'm speaking with you, make a sure say there are no grievances. There's no region, make a sure say there are no grievances. But it's a matter of the people saying, say, look, it is not about me, it is not about you, it's about the power that we want to retain.
Okay.
And therefore we work towards it.
Okay.
So for me, yes, I wish my brother could feel well, but on ye.
They be our we know the work we have done. We know the work we have done.
So it was Kradonko. So that a friend say Odiko.
But there are some people who openly come out to declare my position.
I know you have personal relationship with but me, you have been supporting me from day one. Since today you have been supporting me.
Because abano yentono keke especially say we incumbent.
Yeah.
The judgment on you, no. Senka omo opposition na fe na omo yes promise so me ba me yes adie no ye di amaw ye mawo first term we see you endorse enti munsa ma me another term na me meye nyo say me ye di amaw ye hu hwe yes see nipa na beda ho from 6 p.m.
Yeah.
About 12 no ye nyane wo Emma was sorry, Osan Beda Bium. 5:30 about 5:30 a.m. Yeah, Pentema Kwe Jumano. I think I was saying, yeah, more chance now. Who just say we are. Look, we have all the chance. Yeah. You have failed on the ground.
Yeah.
You have what failing on the ground, and so clearly, no, you're not an option. When you're option, Bium. Senka maybe. Omudi obi fufru completely outside of the government kra na ko omode ba ye beke say o maybe bibi woni panim but not this ticket
okay Kofi
to me
so
for Hohoe asem no kra ne fabi egusu o court obi anim what happened 4 traditional area a total voter population of about 17,000 plus were denied the opportunity to vote under Hohoe. Hoa motu presidential no winim abadodoa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Enyaye from the Sal area more than 10,400. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo enya just about 2,000. Nkasa would those votes in Ebeka near AC in Hohoe proper in terms of parliamentary because yen parliamentary candidate no onu free lolobi. Eka Sal. So by all means, that is her home base. In Kaobenya, even more vote ewo. Would they no beka one? Amewu wouldn't have been in parliament. There's no way Amewu would have been in parliament.
Okay.
Despite but we don't have those challenges anywhere in OT currently. To say that will advantage you and any other place. But in terms of seats that you winning that, are you aware of Wenchi?
Yep.
Winning MPP Penifo Mufri Wenchi.
Yes, MPP about from Manakaza
Wenchi.
But just that we say an example.
When you say we are
president won.
Okay. Where to President Mahama won.
Well, yes, so President Mahama won. But MPP won. But in the case that you are making about Wenchi, the MPP candidate won. It is the same.
No, the MPP candidate lost.
Nanado won in Wenchi.
And I'm saying that.
Obi to say Jama baby your friend say.
Let me back and forth on this matter.
I'm
telling you, sir. When you look at the difference between Yao Afo, Mama Afo, and that of the Nanado, it's almost about 17,000. The same logic that you are giving. But we lost because there's this Menyashi, and then we voted Skate and Browse. Check the constituencies.
So this time, who are they going to vote against Menyafi? But the logic that you are making, say, the people who also access Kofi.
I want us to touch on this matter. The NDC to launch national apprenticeship scheme to address unemployment issues. I'll come there.
Okay.
But I'm happy. The next just 15 minutes to go for a break. Mula break and come and do this discussion. If time is still on, we'll do. We need to find a solution, not the political solution to NDC brings list of people, MPP brings list of people. The real solution is that we should be mindful how we go about it. So you are into lands. How do we seize or stop these things? You are there. You are there. In fact, you did often come up with make culture and call for more to talk and it's happening. We have a reference to the previous administration documentation. So how do we stop this? Because things have fallen. They are not falling. They've fallen apart. And the center is really not holding as before. If we are not careful, it's a recipe for confusion and chaos. That's dangerous. Because, and then Obi Asmo Kacha was say, a common duty. Na aduane wo pa na nipa no bi na kom de na e ho susuaso no e betima gba ogwe na yeso. So how do we solve this problem?
My name is say on the issue of state land and I say state properties the question that we need to ask ourselves say government ag assassin no purposely for a project. And let me give you one example. Uko baby to say I'm here. You feel Gary Farms. Government assassin purposely for animal farming. Uko and I think about some years ago, in fact they did milk and government use executive instruments to acquire those land. Almost all the lands are buying women about government itself does not own lands. It is the family and stew that owns land. And government use executive instruments to take those land from them for a purpose. But the government will divert your friend and say the purpose now did assassin to a different thing. Then people will also take advantage of it, making allocations. Let me say, look, all these issues that have come about government land issue here, it's not this Amahia, Boteman, and Dansoman. No, they are looking at this cantonment, the prime areas. That's a place that they are looking at. But government assassin purposely for those projects. If those projects, and I can tell you, say, there's a committee that I'm on it currently working on this same government lands. That many chiefs, Eddie, petition about for release of your friend saying on lands because the purpose in which government Eddie buy no. And let me give you one example. It's where they have built the military cemetery. Therefore, are seriously fighting against that stretch of land, claiming say government Eddie for a military ejuma. Now you have turned it into a cemetery without the consent of the family. There has been a lot of issues where the military have come in, the Lafona Bemu, the presidents have come, your friend is how do you call it? Lands and Forestry Akamu, Yabase will release this portion of land. Initially, they were going to release about 120 acres to them. they said, oh, Omuko site, so it has been reduced to 112, a whole lot. So when some of these things happen, no, they become an issue. Then another issue, we have a major problem in most of our chieftaincy and then our family affairs system now. We are sorry, me your henny, me a family head. We are sorry, me your henny, me a family head. So government has acquired the land. Government want to release the land to the family. Who does the government release to? Me the more my henny, and I said me the ma eben, and I said because we have about 5 or 6 or 10 or 3 people claiming. For example, government have released 40% of the land to the family. Now we have about 5 or 6 families claiming that Omunina assassinated Omudia. They are more 40%. You have to share to your friend and say 3 families or 4 families. One family is saying that look, Omahine is not part of our family, and he cannot be given it because he doesn't own a land there. That government about a year way. Then people take advantage in a way. Omahine, me, yes, I have a government land. I will not come and sit here and say I don't have. I bought it at Boteman. I put in an application at the friend is saying Lands Commission, and they gave me an offer. I went and I paid. Maybe you make us so the way Lands Commission sell land to your friend is saying
politicians.
The price that's not how much a land to be sold, but they also have their own value as to how much a land to be sold at Boteman, how much a land to be sold at Mahia, how much a land to be sold. I cannot afford a land that Lands Commission.
Like STC valuation.
Exactly. I cannot go and afford a land at maybe Cantonment. Where I can afford is Boteman. You understand? So for me, I think say the best thing that we need to do. Yesterday I was listening to, I think on Saturday I was listening to Okujato Brakwa say or introduce a private member bill, which to restrain a friend is saying politicians from buying government land, government property, and what have you, and they are going to your spouse, your sister, your this. Oh my me, I can use all money to acquire the land, and I'm a boy. When I finish, going to transfer the land back to me.
Transfer? What's
so,
the
me, for me, I think say I don't like way. It will not. That's why I always say, look, any issue that comes up and we bring politics in it, it kills it. Because when you mention and people in MPP today have acquired government land, I can also mention thousands of people in NDC who have also acquired government land. Well, what will be the end result?
Kofi, how do we solve the problem? So that the back and forth on these lands matters will just.
The solution can be found in what Honorable Ablakwa stated as the first step. Because one muna omo ejijin sasi ntia edi problem yi eba, mostly the politically exposed persons. Before maybe release nukra beba, say maybe yedin sasena emma the rightful alludial owners no. Now omo dienim ajeji even already ahead of time. So like President Mahama said clearly, say under Onu the presidency as part of the policy from 2025 7th January till the timer the term ebeba iwiye in 2029 6th January.
That's not fair.
But he's giving you the policy, the idea, and he say who idea as problem. He's giving you a solution. Say under me ma kwan me appointee, and me appointee ne direct beneficiaries. Say omubeye den ombe acquire mine na japadie bia. So he's made that very clear, emphatic. A first step to solving the problems that confront us.
That's encouraging. You can hold him to that.
Can say, oh, maybe you can use another person
conduit to get
it. That is why there was system in place. Look, Oju says, maybe minister for a particular sector. Na me di obi akwa koto asase na me fi abemu some years later. Then I'll go and there can be, where proper investigation is done, it can be traced to. And of course, it can be taken away from you, say, who use an undue advantage, pressure to acquire that land through that person. Because, look, investigations, you swear an oath, the kind of questions that they will throw at you, then be out of an investigation. So I think the first step is dealing with that, so that someone like him, yes, he's a politician, but I think he's first a gun before a politician.
He deserves it.
He deserves
it.
He deserves because so many other persons are taking and just taking. It is making it difficult for the original people, even the indigenous, for them to even get lands to do what they have to do. So clearly we must watch those things. Me, it's of big concern to me. We're doing it in such a way, say we are making it difficult for the indigenous, some of whom are not even up to a certain level. Some may not even be able to buy land today in Baltimore. That's why, for me, the idea of spreading out is very good, so that the pressure no embed just Accra alone. Spread certain things out to Dodowa area, spread certain things out to Pram Pram area, and then spread the value. So I think the first step is the indication of the leader. And I think Ghanaians should have confidence in that promise.
Okay, so Kofi Adams, 10 minutes to explain to us the NDC to launch National Apprenticeship Scheme to address unemployment. How different is this from the other this administration I introduced amongst them? This 2-year exit plan or 3-year exit plan. NAPCO, is that correct? Yeah, NAPCO and all those things. Then we can orbit my mind to the money. So I want to say, Kofi, the next 10 minutes, we want to understand what the National Apprenticeship Scheme is about.
Yominia Medasi, say, Utie Yempeni for first, Uma 3 topics. One of the topics in Kabi Bifa, let's empower women, youth for resilient, prosperous society, Akufu Ado. And what kind of story in Ankasa or Kasa, there's a lot of unemployment, there's a lot of despondency, and you will say, Yitu Anamobia Ebeboa, this category of persons. And we share data EBA from the Statistical Service, from many other institutions, surveys, even the Afro Barometer and all other surveys say unemployment rate keeps going up and up. Around 2016, na Ofa Ghana, nipa dodoa available say be juma nya bi enye na be 8.4%. Yemfa no say nipa 8 out of every 100 no enye juma enye. Enne amene wo kasi sa percentage no apeja beyond 15%. Na nam 14.7, but the recent release Ghana Statistical Service said I think asapeja beyond 15%. Meaning say the situation is getting worse every day as we travel on. How do you solve that problem? We best solve a problem through a myriad of what? Actions. And one of them, and he say, we invest in normal formal education, and you be na obetumi then ebeko through that process. That is why those days now educational system it included serious sports, and at in with all sanyama because capitation in yama and conti you no longer have school sports. Na adani headache on elected officers like MPs and then the rest. Those times school we used to partake in cultural activities, music competition, cultural competition, sports and games competition, all kinds of competition, out of which we got athletes who even performed to the national level. So you can see the state of affairs. And no, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in looking at Inyama, why look Inyama Bibria, okay, and you say, Afikrana, Yeba Beyeno, Fufrebu Hoa, why ye on the first term, but he's going to enhance it because of lack of continuity in Ibia de Aka. So, Ubekai LESDEP was to give skills training, with sewing machines, hair dryers, and all those things to settle them, to make sure, say, now you're settled up to be able to carry on. Unfortunately, the LESDEP project, in a way, had stopped that project, and it's no longer continuing. Matiti say, oh, after our mobile or motem they want to do something like that. But you had 4-year mandate, first 4 years, 1 year. When you second 4 years, 1 year. Why Chuyama aka 4-5 months? Now we fear being more. We say we be youth skill training. Ebe take a minimum of 1 year. At the end of it, take a minimum of 1 year. I feel now we 4 years in 1 year. I have heard some stories and news about that. President Mahama, my indication there, right from the first year, he is going to implement the National Apprenticeship Program because a new bia and obutumi ako the normal school setting, whether TVET or secondary, normal second, a new bia and obepese, say oko through that system. You will not have everybody because program be under the state sponsorship. So we visited a small community, Tulsa. Because the omu educational system here omu ye campus focused. And you say, oh, call the normal school system. And mofra omu nenam on the street omu wo kruma omu na ya fahon enyumere na ye church one. Some have gone through that process. That day I visited that center, one had returned there as professor. He had come visiting the center as a professor. So through the non-normal formal educational system and now the TV system, yetumi atiti na ama we nyinia ababedru the level of a professor in the field of chosen. So President Mahama is saying, say, you were those category of young persons, and you making sure say you enjoy one. Say, oh, because you are TVET, oh, technical level, and you omo car. Omunye willing say omube go through this system and now omu learning process a bit slow. So omuye much more practically oriented directly. Enye quiz or essay writing type of persons, what do you want to be fat through that process? And it is very clearly designed. A huge number of the young persons. Free even with the elected officials. Meanwhile, when he was in parliament, I'm sure he was confronted with sad demands from the constituents. Say, oh, me person me kusiya the pam, person me ko say, Badwam and so on and so forth. Maybe in the little resources will push it. Once this become a national program, central government will make resources available. And the be pressure can separate every the MPs also are so it's a very good program that must be supported. On Jano e Hong Kong, see, there is going to be a women's bank. Dedicated and committed to supporting women and of course by extension also youth. Now when him say these areas, even more in the area of skill learning or more because of some of the physiological challenges are facing. If you are then aba enunti untumi ntra ne normal formal educational system, but there's opportunity for Sanipano not to lose out of society, but will benefit from this training. We are aside being certain, there's also a facility or on go through the rigorous processes yen commercial banks then efa. So he is not just looking at one item.
It's a bunch of.
It's a bunch, and it's very network. What's now we share President Mahama. Now we tie now the policy proposals are. When I will say it is very well coordinated.
So the national apprenticeship ends up, when it's about resources, apart from the national coffers, the probability of moving into the women's banking world.
Of course, women, when they have funds, they trade, they do all kinds of things. So, one of the biggest needs, any funding. Okay. So, for example, Makwa Kusiya at the PAM, maybe school be me contract. Say, Mempam school tadie emahon. Then so many with the presence of the women's bank, you can easily get a facility. Ubenya material aye then apam tadie no e de akwakoye ni owo say we the interest rate no so be then ebewo fam.
Okay.
So you don't lose out completely from business. Enti women's bank, national apprenticeship program, the youth or more other skills like coding, waka ho asem, about 1 million of them. So there's a number of things that will be done. The youth who are so despondent because of the rate at which unemployment is just increasing from about President Mahama a free of 8.4% to over 15%. It's not something I would say yet. There is a worrying trend and something must be done, and President Mahama is ready to deal with that to solve all the problems. And who care about the apprenticeship program? That's why it's going to go. You're going to have the master craftsmen, you're going to have the master crafts women who will be attached. All these persons are mobile register. There will be a system. We believe in developing system. NAPCO was just something else. And then we join NAPCO. Omukura yema omukoye ya yede won kanu intumi yeden entua omo sika emahon. We don't want that kind of thing to happen. Just like the way President Kufuor started National Youth Employment Program without a policy. When you say it was Nana Kumia and our shares, there was no policy. We came to develop a policy for the National Youth
Employment. It's very strong now.
Entina Youth Employment Agency and our authority, a board, a source of funding. We identify sources. Sikabe free, AMA program, are sustainable. When we say NAPCO, because there was no policy, it's just an election winning gimmick. And the Omuni source of funding, and the Amadi then a collapse.
Okay.
So we believe in building things, strengthening them, and making sure say you legislate and identify sources. The same thing I can say with free SHS, to make sure we find proper sources of funding, so that the epileptic nature of the free SHS now.
So if for 4 minutes wrap up my.
Who's the one that make that statement?
The statement. No, His Excellency the former president, now flag bearer.
Oh, Ewan.
Oh, walk.
Yeah, say no issues. Oh, but you say no issues. No. Oh, man, why are you helping?
Moment rally to introduce his parliamentary candidate in all the 34 constituencies in Greater.
Exactly so.
Exactly so. But I may check papers. I mean, who say only of the papers have been reported. But why
they don't need to report. The work was there. He gave that assurance.
Omaini, is Mahama in this country?
National apprenticeship scheme.
No, it's Mahama in this country.
He's leading.
Is he abreast about what is going on in this country?
A probable president.
No, is he abreast about the?
But how do you answer this question?
The question is that all the things that Mahama said, if indeed or not can idea, then he should go to National Youth Employment, and they will give him a data of all the things that he said he's been done already. So this is nothing, absolutely nothing, totally nothing. We are doing youth, youth, in your friend is saying, a Greek, youth in carpentry, youth in masonry. We recently, Kofi, Japan, Kumasi, bricks, IADC, a dime. There are people doing it. So all the insane Jumano is being captured and being done in this country already, and resources are being given to these people. So I asked myself, so Mahama is in this country? The same Mahama said he is going to empower the youth. Ubekai, or say, or see Hope City or Pampram.
That's a private project.
Oh,
I don't know why they be having private projects.
No. When you are trying to prove someone's private initiative, you are an honorable member of parliament.
It's not without funds.
Even if you are no more in parliament,
no, let's be fair to the conversation.
Okay,
be honorable.
It is not part of our institution.
What about the now Moses phone? Our office was second. It's not or the buy. Or man mo party portals and adverts. TV so no. And you buy. What happened to it before he even left office?
Youth in road maintenance.
Me see what happened to it.
Is it a bad thing?
No, I'm not saying bad thing. I'm saying before you left office. Those even youth
potholes patching.
Miss Eguye answer on coffee office. Eguye answer on coffee office.
How?
So what is he talking about?
No. You don't understand what you're talking about.
What I'm saying is, Kofi, Mama is talking about giving the youth in Sanejuma skills, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that there are already existing ones going on in this country.
Same.
Even more than what he's saying.
That doesn't complete. It doesn't result to employment. That's why unemployment is going up.
And then I'm saying also even what he is saying, there were some that was introduced by Kufuor that he and Mills inherited. When they came, they added 1 or 2 to it. Before he leaving office,
Obisi me apprenticeship no.
And I'm telling you, and I make catch us. Mama say Oba child the pam recently one who said AC hostel Amakaya for.
Yeah.
Kofi raised a very important thing. Just I poured him.
Yeah.
Say, Oko baby, who say Bimo street children say Nisi Akochom. It's been done already. And now you can say we are training people in catering. We are training people in dressmaking. We are training people in soap making. So, what are that? Into any new. That's why sometimes I ask myself, Mama, what's the chroma? Because I said,
the results of all that you are saying, any 15.8% unemployment from 8.4%. And President Mahama is saying, Obabeya they no comprehensive, so that it will not just be said,
but to
make sure that they are employed.
Okay.
We are more than 30. We are more than 30 private and public universities. You can get about 10,000 to 50,000 people completed. So I'm saying, Mama should be abreast about what is going on in this country.
No, who
said
he has been a president before. He knows what he's talking about.
And I'm telling him that he should be abreast about what is going on. Because he's not abreast.
He's worried.